Hey guys, we're here with my boy Eric, who just finished 3rd place in a double Cyberstorm Access box tournament 4-1 games. You were playing Ghoti Superheavy Samurai. Why?
Honestly, I wanted to play Ghotis, but Ghotis is just not good by itself. And the Super Heavies just came out. I wanted to try and learn the combos, and I just sort of threw them together.
Awesome. Well, let's just get right to the list.
Yep. So for the Super Heavy engine, you have 3 Wakaushi, Benkei, the Motorbike, Soul Piercer. These are all 1-card starters. They all search each other, and it's full combo. And the mandatory 4 extenders.
Yep. Pretty standard.
Yep. So it's just, standard engine, nothing really too different about it. I'm missing some super heavy cards. That's why I decided to go with the hybrid instead of the full build. So I have the Kaiju. I have the Kaiju to search from Key for Genius rather than the Therion. It does give me follow-up because if the opponent sees you search a Kaiju, it's kind of awkward for them to make a board knowing that you have a Kaiju on the follow-up. And yeah, that's the super heavy stuff. Next, you have the Ghoti engine.
Okay.
You have 2 Paces, 2 Shift, 2 Zap, 2 Snipios, 3 Lifeless Leaf Fish. So this is pretty standard ratios, I feel. The Ghoti engine, they're really difficult to get started because like one imperm kills the engine. But once it gets rolling, the Ghoti engine actually has infinite follow-up because Snipios constantly banishing the 2 paces and Shift. It's just 3 monsters every turn, and it's a Synchro 8 and a Synchro 10 every turn. So the Ghoti engine, very underrated once it starts going, but to get going, it's like near impossible. That's why you gotta play the super heavy stuff. And the hand traps. So I play a ton of hand traps because the super heavy deck just gives so much flex space. Gammas. This card's glued to the hand always. 2 Ogre, 3 Droll, 3 Ash, and the MVP of the deck, 3 Hopper Squadron.
Okay, so what
Hopper
does this do?
Squadron is a hand trap that lets you synchro on the opponent's turn. So with Gamma, turn 1 on the opponent's turn. So if you're like me who loses dice roll every single game, and you open Gamma and the Hopper, you're able to go directly into Assault Synchro, tribute into Stardust Dragon, and then you go to Satellite Warrior Pop 2, or you make a Baron on the enemy's turn. And usually that's enough to win games because on the next turn, you're just gonna have like Motorbike or something and go full combo. Yeah. So that's the main deck. No spells because it's super heavy samurais. For the extra deck, you have the super heavy stuff. So the 2 Scarecrow, Appaloosa, and Genius. So very small because all you're hoping to do is end on Baron, Appaloosa, and a search from the Key for Genius. The other cards that you're trying to do is to push into the Ghoti engine. So after this, you have the Ghoti engine, 2 Ariempos, 2 Action, 2 Ghoti of the Deepion. So this gets your engine started. It's a Synchro 6 that you could use with the super heavy stuff. It lets you banish a fish once a special summon, so you banish any of your fish starters. And then when you use it to synchro summon, you're able to search a fish, and you're usually searching Snipios, and that gets the engine rolling. Action, just target 1 card on the field and banish. It's really useful for cards like hitting the super heavy scale, or just the Pearly main deck monster, or just like any target removal. And if it's banished, you can banish a fish that comes back, so it's just another body. It's crazy. And Ghoti of Deepion, the boss monster of the Ghoti. On the opponent's turn, if it's summoned, or just banish the whole field, people usually don't see it coming. Usually you just like let them do whatever, and then when they try to end turn or enter battle, you just banish the whole field. And then when it comes to your turn, you have the Ghoti follow-up, or you have like the super heavy stuff, like Motorbike. And just the good stuff synchro. Sell Stardust because play on their turn as well as going to Baron on the super heavy combo. Stardust, so that if you're playing on the opponent's turn 1, you can actually use this properly. Satellite Warrior to pop 2. Also, it gets pretty big because once it pops 2, it gains 2,000 attack. And if it's actually destroyed, it'll summon back the 2 synchros, the Stardust Dragons. Baron, obviously, and a last good generic level 10.
So what's sort of your end board?
The end board is generally Barone, Appaloosa, and an Ari Impulse with either your Ghotis floating back. So say Ari Impulse, you generally send Paces. Paces will come back during the standby. And then this is like bare minimum. This is like one card, super heavy. On their turn, you use this, synchro into Auction. And then Ari Impulse will search you into Snippios. And then your engine's just rolling. If you have an additional level 2 fish, or even the Hoppier, if you have an additional level 2 tuner, you're able to extend further into the DP on, and you just banish the whole field. It doesn't matter if you banish your own field, because you're winning next turn. Right? Because this comes back with like 10 billion attack. And you have the Snippios follow up, and you just make your own. The Ghoti engine is crazy. We just need like one more card, Konami, please. And for the side deck, honestly, not much thought put into it. Just hand traps, 3 Ghost Mourner because I needed a way to win in time, but also negate. So like in time, you just like Ghost Mourner, make them think. Oh, if I link it off, I'll lose in time, whatever. 3 Bell, in case you need a bell or something. I don't know, man. 3 Crow, because Crow is like low-key good this format actually, I feel. You can hit the Soul Piercer from Super Heavies. You can hit any of the branded stuff. Definitely do not put this in versus cash. And Pearly, you can hit the target of Lily, and it's actually not that bad. 2 Bistios because it's a DD Crow, but it also lets you use Hoppier Squadron on their turn to make a Synchro 8 and send a monster on field, so it's like, double value. You have 1 Eccentric because I can't find the other one. And 2 Lancia, just in case. Also, if they double rainbow you could side in Lancia and you just set it, right?
Okay, right.
It never came out because like that's just so rare that you actually see Lancia and get double rainbow at the same time. But yeah, if you don't have any copies of this, you can play this as like, a workaround for rainbow. And you have the 2 extra deck cards in the side. There's a Best Dweller for the mirror, because the Best Dweller actually destroys Super Heavies in the mirror, because they can't keep searching. It's essentially a draw for Super Heavies. And if you're going first, you could side this in over the Stardust, because you don't really need Stardust going in first. Yeah, and that's pretty much it. The deck's not very good, but if you want to play Ghotis, I feel like this is probably the best way to play Ghotis. But if you're playing Super Heavies, let's play Super Heavies, man.
Amazing, thank you so much for the deck profile. Any last shout outs?
Yeah, shout out to my team. Shout out to Locals 401 Games. Shout out to Gopher Game. And yeah.
Awesome, thank you.